What's up, desktopers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding. Oh, I've got the sound playing in the background. I messed that one up. Sorry, guys. But what's up? We've got a ton of bodybuilding news to discuss with you guys today, including Iain Valliere reveals his improved arms, Redcon1 Bankrupt, Keone Pearson reveals his legs and they're looking shredded already, a legit 212 threat to the Olympia title. Sergio Oliva Jr. starts his prep. Brett Wilkin 4.5 weeks out. Goodvito, is he shredded already in his attempt to win his IFBB Pro card? And Jay Cutler at 49 shows his full body in a physique update. So we've got a ton of news for you guys today. Also, there is a poll up as well. If you are watching this live, you can get involved and vote on that poll. We have 10 votes so far, and it's a landslide. Who's better, Michal, Krizo, or Goodvito? We've got Goodvito's physique update in this one. And I also did a Who Wins episode. I think it's only the second one I've done of that series, and it was Goodvito. I'm sorry. It was Michal Krizo from the 2022 Amateur Olympia in Italy versus Brett Wilkin from the 2021 Chicago Pro. So you guys can let me know who you think wins on that one on that video. You can find that was the last one on the channel, and then also vote in the poll. Got 17 votes now on that one. 18% saying Michal Krizo and 82% saying Goodvito. Anyway, let's get into this one. So we have an update from Iain Valliere. We actually got a few updates from Iain Valliere, and a lot of these guys are starting to add more and more of these physique updates, especially Brett Wilkin, who we've got one from him as well today. And also, guys, get in comments. Let me know what you think about these stories. I will be randomly going to your comments as well, so make sure you ask your questions and all that sort of stuff. And I've got my little ticker going across the bottom of the screen now as well with some of the stories highlighted there. But Iain Valliere shows off this photo. And I've got to say his arms actually look improved on the front double bicep. They're looking more conditioned than normal, especially for this far out. It looks pretty crazy to me. And overall, the peak looks better. Just, I don't know, maybe like I'm just used to seeing the overall pose and I don't notice the biceps as much, but you can even tell as well the biceps are a little bit shadowed there too. So the fact that it looks that good this far out, and Iain's in tremendous condition, and I think he's one of these few guys that can actually hold that condition as well. I think he's going to do very well at the Olympia, but it is one of the most stacked Olympia lineups, so very well could be repeating a 7th place for Iain Valley, and that would be a very good result potentially. So it will be interesting to see if he can match up with these top guys and sort of fit in somewhere in the middle of them. But for me, I think he's still on that cusp of that sort of top group of guys. But hey, like to be a top tier guy at this Olympia, I think it extends outside of the top 5. I think the top tier is really the top 7 at this show, or top 8. But let me know your thoughts on Iain Valliere in the comments below. Also, he does have other physique updates as well, so I will go to that. I will just have to share stop the screen share there, and then also share my screen so you can see these other physique updates, and we'll get an update on the poll as well. So poll-wise, we're at 15% saying Michal Krizo, 85% saying Goodvito. I can see your comments coming up there as well, so we'll be getting in those comments. But let's move on to, actually, sorry, I'll actually look up here Iain Valliere. Actually, I'll look him up at the end. We'll find his other recent physique updates. But one big story that has actually come out, and I won't go too crazy deep into this, but Redcon1 High-Tech, they've basically gone into bankruptcy by the sounds of it, or are going to go into bankruptcy or something like that. So I don't know a huge amount on this. Aaron Sigmund I have worked with him before through RX Muscle, also through, I worked for another supplement company, which he was involved in as well. And they went their separate ways. So here it is, Buyers and Tries on Instagram have sort of summarized this for us and said, Redcon1's manufacturer High-Tech Pharmaceuticals files for involuntary bankruptcy against Redcon1. The filed claim/form shows that Redcon1 is in breach of a contract/goods sold, and they owe High-Tech over 6.8 million. I had to peek around my microphone to see the bottom of the screen there. And as you can see here is the file document there. You can see it's $6.837 million. That is a huge amount of money, obviously US dollars as well. So to me, that's like $10 million in Australian dollars. So that's absolutely enormous how much money they owe. And for those of you who don't know as well, this isn't a crazy uncommon thing in the supplement industry. I've heard of many companies owing hundreds of thousands of dollars to other companies and then it going the legal route and all that sort of stuff, which seems like the way it's going here as well. So Jared Wheat, who I believe owns High Tech Pharmaceuticals, is a very powerful man. He's actually fought the FDA, I believe it was. FDA, I'm trying to think which one's Australia and which one's America, and won. And he got DMAA, I think. I don't know if he got it back in his products or what actually happened there, but he actually fought and won, which is an incredibly rare thing. So a very powerful man in the supplement industry. And seems like Redcon1 are in trouble. And since, Aaron has gone to jail, it seems like Redcon1 hasn't, when he's out, like it seems like they're on the up and up. And since he's gone to jail, it seems like it's sort of gone the other way, unfortunately for them. Our next story, Keone Pearson, the latest physique update from him, 9 weeks out, working with Patrick Tour, as it says here in the comments. His legs are looking very, very impressive. I'll make sure you guys can see everything that's going on right now. Good, looks like you guys can. Same old G, can I get a $6.8 million loan? Yeah, I wish. That is huge. But yeah, so I think Keone's looking fantastic this far out. This is what Keone needs to be, because he needs to really just dial it in and keep dialing it in. Obviously, there's a risk of getting flat for Keone as well, where the muscle doesn't pop as much and doesn't look as good. But I mean, looking here, he looks fantastic. And if he can, suck it down a little bit and then fill up into the comp, I think that's probably the best thing for Keone Pearson. But anyway, let me know what you think about Keone Pearson and how he's looking in his current physique updates. We do have some more shots as well, I believe. There's this one here of his back looking absolutely enormous. I think I might have featured this in another video. This was 10 weeks out. So it seems like there's just more and more meat compiling on his physique. So he's just putting on more and more muscle. So as you can see here, the physique updates, when you do go back as well, he has just continually put on muscle. It's just this sort of, just always expect him to look crazy, but it's just different levels of crazy now for Keone. But let me know, do you think he can actually win the 212 Olympia this year, or be right up there and go close? It's going to come down to conditioning and hardness, and just how crisp and hard that muscle actually looks for Keone Pearson. One guy who I think is going underrated coming into this 212 Olympia is Brian Balzano, the winner of the Indy Pro 212. This guy has packed on so much muscle. I'll go for a look through and try to find his transformation pictures. You guys might have seen him in some of my previous videos. This guy has packed on insane amounts of muscle. And where you see this guy, where he was a couple of years ago, it's insane what he looks like now. So Brian Balzano is definitely one to watch out for at the 212 Olympia. This is 9 weeks and 1 day out of that 212. Here's one of the transformations. So this is November 2019 on the left, and then you've got May 2022 on the right. Reasonable difference there. So 2.5 year transformation. He went from 150 to 207 pounds, so 57 pounds of mass on that physique. And I think he's going to be much closer to filling out that 212 come Olympia time with the way he's looking currently. And I think he's probably one of the most underrated guys going into this 212 Olympia. You can see here from his off season after that Indy Pro, full blown 3 weeks ago, 238 pounds here. Let's have a guess what he's weighing in this most recent one, because it does not say, unless he mentioned it somewhere in the comments. Absolutely crazy. And next story is about Sergio Oliva Jr. Basically, he's starting prep soon. It says, this is 2 days ago, he says basically promoting whoever this meal company is. You can see it here in the comments. And he says, but prep starts in 2 weeks, so it's time to clean it up. Luckily, I have a company that makes diet food just as good as it does off-season food. So starting his prep in what seems like maybe about 1.5 weeks from now, I assume. What time of the year it is right now, I assume that's going to be for the Arnold Classic at the start of next year, because that's normally one of the first, or if not the first comp of the bodybuilding season. We don't have a contest schedule for next season, I don't believe, as yet. That normally comes out much closer to the end of the year, or maybe early, or maybe at the start of the year. I think maybe it's more like December. That will come out for 2023, or maybe November. I can't imagine it would be out yet. So I assume that we're going to see Sergio Oliva Jr. on the Arnold Classic stage again, going for another Best Posing Award, and going for the title. I'm assuming after this time off, he's going to be wanting to get back up there and give it his all. And seems like he's been out of drama for a little bit, living in Dubai and making some quality gains. But let me know how you think Sergio Oliva Jr. can do at the Arnold Classic in 2022. Now, Brett Wilkin has been on a streak of posting physique updates. We're doing a couple of podcasts this week, so make sure you tune in. There'll be a Bodybuilding University and another live as well, probably in the next 2 days. So make sure you do subscribe and hit the notification bell button if you guys haven't as yet. But Brett Wilkin is looking fantastic in his most recent physique update. Seems like he's almost filling out a little bit again. Sorry, guys, just lots of comments and questions. But yeah, it seems like he's filling out again. He's just, I don't know, the details coming in. It all just, it might just be a combination of just getting harder and filling out sort of at the same time, or it's just actually him just getting harder and just makes him look so much fuller and so much crazier. So super impressed with this recent physique update from Brett Wilkin. Go to the next one as well. Oh, yeah, it's just him mostly talking to his coach there, Matt Jansen, in the Raw and Revive gym there in Florida. I was going to say in Boca, but it's not actually in Boca. But looking crazy there. Then I showed these other physique updates the other day. See if Brett has anything on his story. I think he actually does from memory, but we will see. Absolute pincushion there. Was there anything else? No, maybe that was it. Maybe I saw something yesterday, but yeah, looking fantastic this far out of Romania. I think he's got to go in as the hot favorite, unless obviously Krizo. I would love to see Krizo not qualify in Prague and have to take on Brett Wilkin and Baruz and all these other guys that are doing this Romania Pro. There was another name too, so let me know in the comments if you do know the other name that's doing that show. Now, Goodvito, super hyped guy. I did ask a question as well. Make sure you vote on the poll if you are watching live, and if you are watching later, let me know in the comments. Who do you think's better, Goodvito or I was going to say or Vitaly Ugolnigov? That's his actual name. Vitaly Ugolnigov or Michal Krizo? Who do you think is the better bodybuilder? If they would take each other, they'll go head-to-head on stage. Who do you think would win this year? Who do you think would win next year? But he's looking, I mean, maybe it's filtered, but he's just looking harder and harder the more muscle he adds. I think that's been the one issue. Sort of with Vitaly and also with Michal Krizo as well, is just the conditioning level. Like, they get in good condition, but can they go a little bit past that and get that real crispness and dryness to their physique? Because if they can get it with their amount of bubbly round muscle, they're going to be very, very dangerous. But I think Goodvito is in a good spot to do some serious damage. And as you can see, this guy's physique is absolutely world class. I think Goodvito overall will have the better career, but who knows? Looks like it has a 6 there, so it's probably 6 weeks out. I think this one was. Yeah, 6 weeks before you get to do your business card. That's probably lost in translation. And now the big story of this video, Jay Cutler posing at 49 years of age. I believe so anyway, unless this was from last year or year before or something like that. But this was posted up by Chic Sports, who he has a lot to do with. He's always sort of been sponsored by those guys. It says 4 times Mr. O, Jay Cutler still showing the young guns how it's done. And I love this. Like, Jay, how cool is he that he gives back to the sport so much and, you know, does things like this. Like this, for this kid, that would just be a huge highlight. So I don't actually know who this guy is, to be honest, but he might be a well-known influencer or something. I don't keep up too well with that stuff. But as you can see, Jay looks like, I mean, people are probably going to say, oh, his physique's melting or anything like that. But Jay Cutler has won 4 Mr. Olympias. He's won, 3 Arnold Classics. He was, you know, he's one of the greatest of all time. To still look like this at 49 years of age, being retired, and what he's, you know, put his body through in terms of just everything, the supplements, the heavy ass training. He's healthy in terms of his joints and all that sort of stuff. He lives with no pain. I would be very happy looking like this at 49 years of age. And when you're posing as well, it shows up all your flaws, especially under this sort of lighting. And when you're not in, you know, contest shape as well. Although Jay Cutler is very lean. That's the sort of shape I'd want to stay in, being his age, you know, that sort of conditioning, because he's still abs and everything. Yeah, the skin doesn't sit the same. And Jay's sort of spoken about this. And this is probably not his strongest pose. And when Jay Cutler doesn't have a huge amount of mass on his physique, it makes him look wider at the waist. But if he's just standing there, just not posing or anything like that, just flexes a bicep, or you just see a bit of his calf and stuff like that, and or shows off his quad, pulls you know, his shorts up or something, he always looks fantastic. So I think Jay looks great. Some people might say he doesn't look great. He probably wouldn't like seeing these photos as much when he actually looks at them compared to looking in the mirror. But honestly, I think he looks fantastic for 49 years of age. I'm glad that he, you know, he still holds on to a good amount of muscle, but he's not trying to be super jacked or anything like that, to the point where it's unhealthy. He's lean, in really good condition. I mean, he can't do too much more than what he's doing right now. So shout out to Jay Cutler, and facially as well. He looks pretty damn young for 49 years of age, but I'm sure he's doing some things there to make sure he does stay young looking. But let me know what you think of Jay Cutler and how he looks at 49 years of age. Let's get to some of your comments. Same old G says, F-U-C-K, Jay's legs look great. Yeah, definitely. You can see he's got a bit of atrophy in the other leg, but I love how he's actually doing like the quad stomp sort of thing there as well. Looks like you guys are asking about Nathan. Just being general, speak on Nathan, being that they're friends. I'm sure Nathan will address it at some point. You guys are talking about Nathan Diash a lot, so I don't know if you're talking about what Nathan situation. I don't know what the Nathan situation is. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I don't know what you guys are. Scroll up a little bit, see what you guys are talking about. Oh, you're talking about Nathan doing the Olympia. Yeah, I can ask Nathan on the next episode what's going on there. I don't know if he's prepping or what's going on because we haven't really spoke about it, to be honest, too much on the show. So yeah, we will ask Nathan. I believe he's coming on the show this weekend as well. So I have to check that out. So make sure you do subscribe and check out that video. Jay says he's on real TRT, a low dose from his doc. That's if it's true. His size and condition is amazing. 99% of guys couldn't get close to that with gear, with all the gear in the world. Amazing. 100% James Buckley. That is very, very true. Yeah, I think Jay's looking fantastic. Then Chris P. Bacon, he said he's doing a transformation. He's about to big again. I don't think he's going to get super big. I think he wants to put on maybe a little bit of muscle and stuff, but I don't think he's going to get overly jacked. I don't think Jay's going to sort of risk his health or anything like that. And then exactly, I don't know about the percentage, but yeah, I feel you. People saying he's melted away, probably look like the average American. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, we all just hold Jay to such a high standard because he's a 4-time Mr. Olympia. And that's why when people see, guys from yesteryear and they go, oh, what happened to him? Really, we're just comparing him to how we normally see them. So I think that Jay looks absolutely fantastic. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this live. For everyone who did tune in live and everyone who's watching this on the replay, thank you so much to you guys. It's all you guys that help grow this channel and make it what it is. And if you guys ever want your comments 100% featured on the channel next time, leave a super chat. And yeah, supports the channel, supports me, and helps me be able to get as many of these videos out as possible. So shout out to you guys. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It really does help me out a lot. So that's it. Let me know what you think. Also, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell button, because we have 2 lives going up over the weekend, which are going to be like podcast format, and we have some other videos going up as well. So that's it from myself. For Xavier Wills, Desktop Bodybuilding, we are out.